You rip. Jason, you got a little something.
Yeah, and that's for later. Welcome back to music.
Gentlemen,
I'm here.
music.
Uh-huh.
What the heck is it?
Gee.
Heck yeah.
Allow me to explain.
How many times am I allowed to swear?
So there's been a lot of theories about music, some
Yeah.
musical theories that you might say. Some people think they're like, oh, like if you stand by a waterfall and listen to the water drip, that could be music. No, let me tell you what music is. Music is when you have a hit song and it makes you lots of green and you blow it all on drugs and better instruments to make another hit song.
Now that's pretty cool.
Alright, so
That's
call me
what I
Casey
call music.
Kasem, because we're going to be doing America's top hits, the past 101 years of #1 jams. Now, you might ask me, what qualifies these as #1 jams?
I got them on a playlist on YouTube.
Jason sent me a playlist and he was like, these are the best songs from every year for the past 101
on the
years.
American charts.
On the American charts. Yeah, I
Not
don't-
worldwide.
American songs.
I don't listen to K-pop. But yeah, these are apparently, by someone's metric, the #1 songs of each year for the past 101 years, based on, I'm assuming, like sales, critical reception. Am I lecturing while you're trying to speak, Mr. Lineback?
No, go ahead, Mr. Andrews.
All right.
Sir.
Yeah, let's just jump right into it, shall we? There's not going to be any audio for those of you watching this at home for a couple of reasons. One, shut up! One is that my good friend Sam likes to monetize his videos, and we can't do that if I play 101 well-known popular songs.
Sell out!
The other thing is that, Jason, ask me how long it took to listen to all these songs.
Corey, how long did it take?
Too long!
Okay.
And all of this is just based on my own intuition. I like to think that I know a good jam when I hear it. There's no point system. There's no grades. It's just, does this deserve to be a #1 jam or does it not? It's a pass-fail system. We're not looking for decent tracks. Anyone can write a decent song. The question is, does this song deserve to be #1? Oh yeah. If you want the song to fail automatically, all it needs to do is be a USPS. It stands for Unremarkable Sad Piano Song. It's that song that's fishing for a Grammy or whatever. It sucks every time. Jumping right into it. 1921, I Ain't Got Nobody Much by Marion Harris. It's a USPS, plus it uses the term daddy in a romantic context. Fail. 1922, My Man, Fanny Bryce, operatic in a bad way. Fail. 1923, Downhearted Blues by Bessie Smith, USPS. Fail. 1924, the first good song on the list.
All 17 minutes of it.
Rhapsody in Blue, George Gershwin. It's a little on the long side, but I don't mind. I don't mind listening to a long song if it's good. 1925, Sweet Georgia Brown by Ben Burney. It's the theme of basketball.
Oh, okay.
Can't do any more than that. Pass. 1926, Bye Bye Blackbird by Gene Austen. You know what's worse than a song about infidelity? A boring song about infidelity. Fail. 1927, Stardust by Hoagie Carmichael. USPS, plus he has a sandwich name. Fail. 1928, T for Texas, Jimmy Rogers, Psychotic Yodeling. Pass. 1929, Makin' Whoopee by Eddie Cantor. Touches me in a place and in a way that makes me feel uncomfortable. Fail. 1930, are you keeping up? 1930, Happy Days Are Here Again by Ben Selvin. As the title implies, it's a happy song. Pass. 1931, Minnie the Moocher, Cab Calloway. It's weird and haunting, like a good first date. Pass.
Like all Cab Calloway songs are.
1932, Night and Day by Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire, it's a name you know. We know him well. He makes the good music. Pass. 1933, Stormy Weather by Ethel Waters. Ethel's amazing voice makes this blues ballad work. It's kind of a middling song, other than, her voice is amazing. Pass. 1934, Moonglow, Benny Goodman. You like jazz? Pass. 1935, Cheek to Cheek by Fred Astaire. Astaire. Congrats to Fred for being the first repeat name on our list. Let's give him a hand.
Yeah!
Let's give him a hand
Get
for
Fred
Fred.
Astaire!
Good job, Fred Astaire. You're
It's
All right,
nice that we are finally giving Fred Astaire the recognition he deserves.
Absolutely. No more time for that, though. It's time for 1936, Pennies from Heaven by Bing Crosby. Bing is usually good. I usually like a good Crosby.
I like a good Bing.
Well, not the search engine, though. That sucks. This, like the search engine,
You put a weird nap on there!
not
Yeah!
sleepy music plus bizarre
Weird
metaphors
nap.
made me want to take a weird nap. 1937, Sing
Yes!
Sing Sing by Benny Goodman. He's back, and he brought more drums.
God, this
Pass.
song rules.
This song does rule.
It's so good. Good.
1938, Begin the Boogie Woogie, Artie Shaw. Ain't shit compared to Sing Cubed. Fail. 1939, Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland. What can I say that hasn't been said a million times? It's a masterpiece. It's incredible. It's been covered by everybody from your mom to the ukulele guy. If we were gonna do a petition for we need a new national anthem. I remember people were talking about that a while back. Never came to anything. This would have been my vote. 1940, I'll Never Smile Again by Tommy Dorsey.
Who?
Good question. 1941, Chattanooga Choo Choo by Glenn Miller. There's never been a bad song about a train.
Correct.
1942, White Christmas by Bing Crosby. It's the only Christmas song on the list, and of course, it's good. What are you, Sam? Are you a Grinch?
Whoa!
1943, Paper Doll by the Mills Brothers. The message of the song is genuinely 2D Girls for Life.
Yeah!
Pass. 1944, Swing on a Star by Bing Crosby. Look at him, he's loving it. This time Bing is more successful at teaching bizarre life lessons through song. 1945, Sentimental Journey, Les Brown. I could use Les Brown if you 1946, Prisoner of Love, Perry Como. Perry's into being locked up. It's not special. 1947, Near You by Francis Craig. Francis Craig is an accomplished and stylish pianist with 2 first names. 1948, 12th Street Rag, Pee Wee Hunt. The Funny Parade! It's the Funny Parade! 1949, Riders in the Sky, Vaughn Monroe. Cowboy Ghosts! 1950, Goodnight Irene by the Weavers. Mambo No. 5 came out this year. This isn't Mambo No. 5.
The original Mambo No.
Fail.
5.
1951, Too Young by Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole's a legend. This is not his best. 1952, Blue Tango by Leroy Anderson. Literally why? The song sucks. 1953, Where Is Your Heart by Felicia Sanders. Where is your reason for being number 1? 1954, Little Things Mean a Lot by Kitty Callan. Would be very mid if it weren't for her voice. 1955, Cherry Pink and the Asshole...
What?
Let me try that one again.
Asshole Bloppo.
You shut up! I'll kill you. 1955, Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White. Perez Perdo. This guy wrote Mambo No. 5. This is not Mambo No. 5. 1956, Heartbreak Hotel by Elvis Presley. Whoa, mama! 1957, Elvis Presley. Fun fact, Elvis Presley is the only artist on this list to have 2 number 1 songs back to back.
Back to back, Elvis.
1958, Volare, Domenico Modungo. Hope I said that right.
You didn't.
Fantastic Twilight Zone intro, only non-English song on the list. 1959, Battle of New Orleans by Johnny Harton. It's a real knee slapper of a novelty song. Yippee!
Why does that say Harton and that says Horton?
You shut up! 1960, Theme from a Summer Place by Percy Faith. You know this song, you just don't know that you know. This is one of those soundtrack songs that crops up in every movie and TV show that's we need some stock music to show that things are going well and they're in a relaxing situation. 1961, Tossin' and Turnin' by Bobby Lewis. It's pure groovy goodness.
I don't like his face.
I love his face.
He is scaring me.
Look he's got a number 1 hit, do you?
Okay, I guess
He
that's
got you there.
1962, Stranger on the Shore by Acker Bilk. Nice try, Bilk. Bilk is what happens when you have a glass of milk and you pour some bourbon into it.
I go to the bar and
1963, Surfing USA by the Beach Boys. Hell yeah!
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 1964, I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. If you hate the Beatles, you're 14.
Got him.
I'm sorry. Pass.
Yeah.
1965, Wooly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. Fun fact, Sam the Sham was going to be Sam's YouTube name before he settled on Niffian.
Yeah, that's what he
Also fun fact, Sam doesn't look like anything in that photo. 1966, California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas. When I look at the title, I always forget what song this is. It's a beautiful song, that has like a generic pop title. 1967, To Sir With Love by Lulu. Title makes me uncomfortable.
More like hoo-hoo.
1968, Hey Jude by the Beatles. No, seriously though, if somebody had a gun to my head, they were like, name the objectively best band to ever exist, I would say the Beatles. 1969, hey, Sugar Sugar by the Archies, band named after the fictional group from the comics that inspired Jason's favorite show. 1970, we've broken into the 70s now. Woohoo! Bridge Over Troubled Water, Simon and Garfunkel. Art Garfunkel got a raw deal, man.
Yeah.
Look at him getting Mike Wazowski'd in the photo. 1971, Joy to the World by Three Dog Night. Very different from the other Joy to the World. 1972, The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face by Roberta Flack. USPS doesn't do it. 1973, Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree by Tony Orlando and Dawn. So these titles are getting a little long-winded, but also, Tony Orlando and Dawn, who is who in that photograph?
No, it's Tony,
Yeah.
Orlando, and Dawn.
Okay. Which one's Tony?
That's the order.
That sounds right to me.
1974, The Way We Were by Barbra Streisand. It's just not that remarkable.
Why is there an anime girl there?
Anyway, Did I miss one? Oh, for crying out loud.
Okay.
Oh!
Fix this in post.
This song from 1975 was Love Will Keep Us Together by
Oh.
Captain and Tennille.
Yeah, that's good. Pass.
Okay,
Great.
good.
Fantastic.
1976, Silly Love Songs by Paul McCartney. It's meta. 1977, Tonight's the Night by Rod Stewart. 1978, Shadow Dancing, Andy Gibb, Funkalicious. Look at him. 1979, My Sharona by The Knack. It's quintessential rock and or roll. 1980, Call Me by Blondie. Absolute banger. Love the energy. I would call her. Pass. 1981, Betty Davis Eyes, Kim Carnes. Kim Carne go on stage sounding like that. 1982, Physical, Olivia Newton-John, Initial Perception, 80s workout song, Reality. 1983, Every Breath You Take by The Police, creepy lyrics, also, by far not the best Police song. You know what is the best Police song?
What is?
It's Message in a Bottle.
Yeah.
1984, When Doves Cry by Prince, it's great. Of course it's great. Prince is great. 1985, Careless Whisper by Wham! It's the 69 of music. 1986, That's What Friends Are For by Dionne Warwick. It's USPS plus wrong, That's What Friends Are For. 1987, Walk Like an Egyptian, The Bangles. Is that a JoJo reference?
Wow!
Pass. 1988, Faith by George Michael. Perfect pop balance of sounding like you know and don't know how to sing. Pass. 1989, Look Away by Chicago. These guys have had some hits, but this hit is a miss. Fail. 1990, Hold On by Wilson Phillips. It sounds like a B-tier movie song. Also, again, much like Tony Orlando and or Dawn, who is Wilson Phillips?
That's all of their names.
1991, I Do It For You, Bryan Adams, USPS, plus he has a Shane Dawson face. 1992, End of the Road, Boys to Men, USPS,
That's
fail.
all they write.
1993,
Yeah!
I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston, USPS, but Whitney gets props for being able to do that with her voice. 1994, The Sign, Ace of Base. Why is the band not called Ace of Base? 1995, Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio. Today, you wouldn't actually be cool with a name like Coolio, but the 90s were different. Pass. 1996, Macarena, Los Del Rio. This can't be real. This had to be like, they all decided to vote as a joke. Like, oh yeah, the Macarena, we love it. Jokes. Fail. 1997, Candle in the Wind by Elton John. It's not a USPS because the topic of Marilyn Monroe's life and death is much more novel than your typical song about being sad. 1998, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. This was only popular because it came free with your Titanic. Fail. 1999, Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. Britney haters are not welcome. Anywhere. Run. 2000, we're here, boys. We made it. Music by Madonna. It sure is, technically. The song perfectly encapsulates the year 2000, which means it is a fail. 2001, Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue. I Can Get It Out of My Head. Fail. 2002, Lose Yourself by Eminem. Mom Spaghetti. Pass. 2003, Hey Ya by Outkast. Unqualified Bop. Pass. 2004, Yeah by Usher. Bad movie trailer song. Fail. 2005, Hung Up by Madonna. Shout out to Madonna for being around since the dawn of time, apparently. Pass. 2006, Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. If the shit ain't auto-tuned, the shit sounds auto-tuned, and that's worse than it being auto-tuned. Fail. 2007, Umbrella by Rihanna. Never make record scratch noises with your mouth unless your name is the Fresh Prince. Fail. 2008, Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis. Fail. 2009, Poker Face, Lady Gaga. Gaga has grown on me. I should probably get that checked.
The enemy stand user could be anyone.
Pass. 2010, Love the Way You Lie by Eminem. USPS plus he missed his chance to blow. Fail. 2011, We Found Love, Rihanna. Middle school dance song. Fail. 2012, Somebody That I Used to Know by Gotchi. You need a hit song? We've got ye.
I
2013.
just said goatee.
2013, Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. Good beat, terrible lyrics. Listen to the Weird Al version.
Yeah.
Fail.
Honestly.
2014, Rude by Magic. Hard to write bad reggae. 2015, Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson. It's the song that launched 1,000 remixes. Pass. 2016, Work by Rihanna. Generally speaking, your song should not require subtitles. Fail. 2017, Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Yo, this shit sucks. Fail.
There he is.
2018, God's Plan by Drake. One amazing meme does not save this heap of rubbish. Fail.
I get that. I understood that reference.
2019, Old Town Road, Lil Nas X, Horse. Fail. 2020, Blinding Lights, The Weeknd. Legitimately thought this was some obscure 80s song
So
until I
good.
made this list.
Such a good song.
2021, it's the last one on our list. From last year, Levitating by Dua Lipa. One sec, adding this to my Robstar playlist. Pass. So, closing thoughts. Music means a lot of things to a lot of people. But I think what we can all agree on is that music should be good. So I hope you feel educated now knowing what are some good songs and some not so good songs.
Yay. And now it's time for Garbage Memes with Jason. The part of the show where Jason comes out and makes a garbage meme. Today I am rather excited because today we get to talk about
Good job,
the
Sam.
VeggieTales.
Yay!
Why, you may be wondering?
Yes.
Why, that's because there has never, ever, 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 ever been a show like VeggieTales. I just assume there's some uninitiated in Sam's audience somewhere out in the world going, what is that? Is that a thing? Is that a thing that exists? What is VeggieTales? Allow me to explain to you. VeggieTales is a children's animated television show in which fruits and vegetables teach your children about Jesus.
I was hoping that you'd have like a 3D clip art of Jesus.
Are you following so far?
Yes.
According to the VeggieTales Wikipedia, VeggieTales is a Christian, computer-generated, musical, children's animated media franchise. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, why? And how? And what? And why? Allow me to tell you the quick story of VeggieTales. VeggieTales was founded in 1993 by Big Idea, which was then bought by Classical Media, who then sold the company to DreamWorks, who then moved them down to, I believe, Nashville, but then they sold the Nashville office that Big Idea was working out of to the Kingdom Story Company, and now VeggieTales works, I believe, wholly as a name-only studio within Universal. VeggieTales is the most successful Christian children's media franchise of all time. Take that, Bible Man!
Yeah.
At the height of its popularity in 1999 to 2000,
We only got one purple.
VeggieTales
yellow
outsold
superhero.
every other children's property at the time.
Wow.
To date, VeggieTales has sold more than 16 million books, 7 million CDs, and 235 music streams. Which doesn't sound like a lot in modern day numbers, but that was a lot back in the early 2000s. But I'm not here to discuss VeggieTales as a whole. Oh, nay. I'm here to discuss the music. Specifically, I will be focusing on one part of VeggieTales, which is the segment Silly Songs with Larry. A part of the show where Larry, the cucumber, pictured here several times, comes out and sings a silly song.
I don't like that one on the bottom right there.
Yeah, no.
With the lips.
These appear like halfway through a typical episode. They have nothing to do with the plot. They're just a funny little
As you can
vignette
see,
to enjoy before going back to the main story.
as you can see, Larry wears a lot of hats.
I made this list by finding a video on YouTube of all of the silly songs from 1993 to 2021, which is more than 2 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
Not longer than Corey's, but still!
I was gonna say, you want to talk about it?
All told, I had to sit through 46 different silly songs, which I know isn't nearly as many as Corey or Sam had to sit through. But you know,
Hey, it's us.
it's a lot for me.
Thank you for
Now,
saying
I know there's probably some smug jerk in the audience thinking,
Oh, but Jason, you don't need to do a top 10 list because VeggieTales made
the top 10 list with the parts. No! Bad! Go in the corner! This movie right here, the top 10 silly songs with the parts who don't do anything, sucks! It's bad! F tier! Shadow Realm! Trash! I'm a real man. I'm not gonna let a bunch of kids cast their votes for me. Do you understand? Do you know what the #1 silly song according to the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything is?
Yeah.
Hairbrush. Objectively, the worst VeggieTales song.
Yeah, it's not good.
Get this garbage out of here. Bop!
Oh,
No. I'm gonna be...
He's got hair.
I'm not gonna let the youth of today vote. No, I'm gonna be judging these songs on their musicality, how silly they are, if they're genuine bops that slap. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, the real VeggieTales top 10 list, starting with a number 10. Are you guys ready to get immersed in a little bit of Argentinian culture?
Yeah!
Yeah, sure.
Because my first song is The Dance of the Cucumber. Now, for all of these, I will give a brief explanation of what the song generally entails. But this one doesn't really have a thing that it entails. It's just kind of Larry singing in Spanish. It's a lovely little Latin waltz piece, or I assume it is, because I can't really hear it because someone won't shut up! The entire time this song is playing, Bob the Tomato is translating live what he says. He's talking over the music, over the lovely guitar line, over Larry's probably bad 3rd grade grasp of Spanish.
Sounds like you hate this song.
Do you know what would make this song better? Subtitles! Just imagine Larry's singing this song, they've got the subtitles on the bottom of the screen, Bob's just kind of there. You could keep everything about the song the same. You could even do like a funny bit at the end where Bob the Tomato's like, hey Larry, I can understand you. I don't appreciate you mocking me behind my back. Do you know the only thing Bob the Tomato adds to this song? The phrase, Uncle Louie's Polka Party. Just shut up! Number 9. I got a little heated in that last song, so how about we go a little bit more romantic with Endangered Love. This song finds Larry sitting on the couch watching a soap opera called Endangered Love. His favorite soap opera. Look at him. Shades drawn, door closed, no light except the light of the TV, which is how I watch TV, because it's correct. Once again, though, I do kind of have a little bit of a problem because, unlike the last song where Bob the Tomato was the problem, this time it's kind of Larry. The parts he sings about how much he loves Barbara Manatee or whatever are not nearly as interesting as the soap opera itself.
Yeah.
You're telling me there's a soap opera that combines manatees with just like a Latin soap opera? And I gotta sit here and listen to him, like, interrupt it every couple lines? I have so many questions. How long did it take Barbara Manatee to learn French?
They asked that question.
Did Bill ever take her to the ball?
They asked that question too.
It's a pretty good song. I really do like the sound of it. It's got a nice little Latin sound to it, just like the last one. But again, it's just like a little change and it would have been so much better. Also, before I move on, just look at that plushie. Sam, Corey, get me that plushie. Look how good it is, guys.
Do they sell it?
You can probably find it.
I've learned to dance.
We're going to move on to number 8.
I guess I could just
I
get
would
a
like-
regular manatee and put a bow on it.
If I may, to introduce you to perhaps my favorite boy band of all time. It is not the Backstreet Boys.
Ooh.
It is not NSYNC.
Ooh.
I'm not even talking about Big Time Rush.
Yeah!
Allow me to
Yeah, that's pretty
introduce
good.
you to the greatest boy band, the Boys in the Sink.
Yeah!
A musical group consisting of Mr. Lund, Junior Asparagus, Jimmy Gord, not his brother, and Larry. My number 8 is their most recent outing, The Bubble Wrap. The Bubble Wrap's a fine song. The boys are moving into a new apartment. They're moving in together, but they don't have to worry about all their porcelain breaking. Why? Because they've got bubble wrap to keep it safe and sound.
Yeah, I love bubble wrap.
It's got a lovely slow start. It kicks off really hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's got all the 2000 cheese that I look for these boy band songs. And the boys in the sync are just fantastic. And even though they've all got like children's cartoon voices, like they're all talking kind of like this or whatever.
Like you talk.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up. They're still making really good harmonies. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember why I put this song so low on the list. Because it's really good. I can't really quite remember.
Oh, it's him. He looks bad, also.
I should explain. This is Khalil, or as he's known by his rap name, K-Lil.
Ugh.
He is a half caterpillar, half worm Persian rug salesman who shows up as a comic relief character in the VeggieTales movie about Jonah. If you don't know the Bible story of Jonah, it's about a guy who gets eaten by a whale and through this experience learns the fabulous secret power of kind of not being a dick to other people.
Pinocchio.
Yes, exactly, Pinocchio. Khalil is one of the worst things that VeggieTales has ever produced.
You could have just found that one of the worst things.
Imagine if you were listening to a really good song, and then like halfway through the song, Apu from The Simpsons started rapping. Cause that's what he sounds like all the time. And it sucks. It's bad. This is such a good song. Just take him out. He's unneeded.
I don't like how he's looking at me.
Number 7. Now I know all the people who are watching right now are a big fan of the song that...
I want that one.
Hold on.
I've never heard that
Hold
song.
on! I'm getting a text. Live recent presentation sucks. Racist towards Persian rug salesman.
Who said that to you?
Okay. I'm being told by the Presents Council that I am temporarily banned from putting silly songs on this list until further notice. I have to pick other songs. So how about let's take the old Endangered Love slide. We'll do a little work, a little There we go. Number 7. This isn't a silly song with Larry. This is a love song with Mr. Lunt.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's so good.
This song has Mr. Lunt singing a genuinely sweet love song about a man going to his favorite burger restaurant, but unfortunately it's closed, so he just decides to sit in the drive-thru all night, and then morning comes and he's really hungry, so he goes somewhere else for breakfast.
He goes a very specific somewhere else for breakfast.
Shut up! We'll get to that.
Okay.
And then he promises to come back to lunch. A classic story of unrequited love. Oh, mwah, fantastic.
Is that what that story's about?
Shut up!
Yeah.
It's a sweet song. There's a fantastic, gospel breakdown, right near the end. That's marvelous. It's such a good song. Honestly, it deserves to be higher on the list. And I can't think of exactly what... Ah! Also, this is the song that introduces the fact that Mr. Lunt was born in New Jersey. F-tier state. Moving on to number 6. Look! Up in the sky. Is that a bird? Is that a plane? Why, no, you dumb idiots! It's the return of the Kings, baby! Somebody better get Thin Lizzy on the phone because the boys are back in town! And we're going back to the OG, the original song. Not technically a silly song, because they say it at the start. Belly Button.
Yeah.
Their first outing, and I think their best outing. The boys come with Mr. Lunt to the doctor, where he confesses that he doesn't have a belly button. It's so sad. It's got everything I need in a song. It's got that late 90s, early 2000s cheese that I love. The harmonies are so good. It deserves to be higher on this list, and oh, come on! Seriously, VeggieTales, you have so many characters. I looked on the Big Ideas Wiki. You know how many they have? More than 180! Why'd you have to pick him? He doesn't even have anything to do with the song. They cut, the song and its melody halfway through and introduce, a new song with a new beat that Khalil comes in and raps on, and then he leaves and the song continues. I hate Khalil. This is such a good song. Just take him out. You don't need him!
Take him out, boy.
He's bad!
Take a shot.
Put him in a box! Put that box in another box! Mail that box to yourself! Smash the render with a hammer! Gosh, I still got like 5 more of these to go.
Yeah.
And I'm tired. I kind of have to use the bathroom again. You guys want a commercial break?
Sure.
Let's do a commercial break. Yo, Tony! Bring in the commercial break intro!
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hi, it's me, someone who's not Jason. I'm a different person now. Jason's in the bathroom and also getting a snack.
Wow,
I'm
how'd you
here.
get in here?
Through the doggy door. I'm here, unrelated to Jason, to discuss VeggieTales. I just wanted to come on and say that, like, VeggieTales as a whole is a musical show, so there's, like, music throughout the whole thing, not just in the silly songs. And since I couldn't talk about some of them, I just wanted to bring up some childhood classics that I loved listening to when I was, like, 6. The opening theme is so good. What We Gonna Do is really fun.
That's from the
The
first.
bunny is fantastic.
Yeah.
Keep Walking's a marvelous song.
It's still stuck in my head.
God is Bigger Than the Boogeyman from like one of the first episodes. Classic. The Larry Boy theme. Oh my gosh. One of the greatest things. Like, even if you're not religious, watch some VeggieTales. Like, it's bad. But it's also good, if that makes sense. It's bad.
It's bad, but it's fantastic.
But it's really good. Also, unrelated note, listen to Genesis, that song Rhett and Link did. That one's pretty fun. It's got nothing to do with the matter at hand. But I mean, look at them.
The
It's pretty
fabulous
funny.
Bentley brothers.
That's them. Alright, commercial break over. Time to run the commercial break outro!
We now return with the Super Friends.
Alright, I'm back from the bathroom. Man, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. Now,
Sam, did you see that guy scurry out the doggy door?
there was a guy in here?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Anyways, this part's gonna go a lot faster and not be as funny because while I had things to complain about in the last 5 songs, the next 5 are all just unrestricted masterpieces, like unironically. Oh, and look! The limitations from the council have lifted. Just in time for my number 5. I would like to introduce you to a little bit of Schoolhouse Polka.
Yeah, baby. I love this one.
Larry shows up dressed up in his Mormon best to play the accordion and teach us about the English language. He teaches us about so many things, Corey. You love English.
I do.
He teaches us about homophones.
Yeah.
He teaches us about prepositions.
Cool.
And pronouns.
Nice.
And adjectives. And more.
There are more words.
There are more words you can say. This is in my top 5 because it is just a straight up Weird Al song. Like, unironically. If I found out that Big Idea broke into Weird Al's house and stole this idea off of his desk, I would not be surprised. My number 4. We are leaving the quiet of the classroom to the calm of suburbia with the song Gated Community. In this song, Larry finds himself in a tale as old as time. He's a boy, he's a sweet boy, and he's accidentally kicked his ball into the neighbor's yard, and he has to try to get it back, but they're unhelpful. Ugh! This song has really lovely guitar work, like unironically. There's a great barbershop thing going on with the members of the gated community singing. That's really fantastic. And also it teaches the local kids to hate the homeowners association.
Yeah!
What's not to love?
I forgot about that.
Moving on to my number 3. There lived a man so long ago, his memories but faint, was not admired, did not inspire like president or saint, but people came from far and near with their afflicted pets for a special cure they knew for sure wouldn't come from other vets. Some just sat in silence while some just scratched their scalp for the curious ways of the yodeling veterinarian of the Alps.
Yeah.
In this song, the 3 scallions and frankencelery, for some reason, sing a song about Larry taking the role of an alpine veterinarian who tries to cure sickly and injured animals with yodeling. It doesn't work, and behind his back, his nurse, Pogray, pictured in the bottom right-hand corner, is just actually doing all the hard work. This song has all 3 of the things I look for in good music. It has barbershop quartet, it has yodeling, it has a guy doing a bear voice by kind of just going brr, brr, brr.
Bowser.
Bowser, exactly. It is one of the best and catchiest songs that VeggieTales has ever produced, and I've been listening to it like every day when I drive into town.
That's
it's so good.
That's a very memeable image.
That is. It's a fantastic image. On to my number 2, Oh, hold on. There we go. The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything.
You put them in the same spot as, like, the original top 10 that VeggieTales did.
And? What's your point?
Yeah, what's your point, Sam?
You got something you want to say?
I'm curious what
You telling me that it's not the number 2?
No, it is very good.
It's a fantastic song. They follow Larry the Cucumber, Paul Grape, and Mr. Lunt as they sing about the fact that they're pirates, but they just kind of don't do anything. They sit on a boat and they watch TV. Paul Grape sings about all the places he'll never gone. Mr. Lunt sings about all the pirate things he doesn't do. And Larry sings about throwing his mashed potatoes against the wall. What is not to love about this song? It's so good, but I must confess, one of the only reasons this song ranks as my number 2 is because the Reliant K cover from the movie is so good. It is a beautiful example of how marvelous just a punk rock song can be.
It's better
also,
than it has any
look
right
at
to
these
be.
guys. How sweet of them to allow Mark Zuckerberg to be a part of their band. Truly a paragon of Christian patience. And now we're on to the moment we've all been waiting for. The honorable mentions.
Yeah!
Oh, you thought? Don't do that.
I thought.
The Water Buffalo song makes it in the honorable mentions. It's the first silly song. It sucks, but it's in this list.
But it started at everything.
Because it started everything. It got grandfathered in, just like Pa Grape. I Love My Lips. It's a good song, but it also just straight up steals like a bunch of the melodies from the Water Buffalo song. Song of the Cebu. A really good song. None of this had anything to do with Cebus. Oh, Santa.
words
I love those.
Oh,
Santa is
Santa's
one of my
really good.
favorites.
You know, Santa's really good. Larry's waiting for Santa to show up. He is visited by a bank robber, a Viking, and a member of the IRS. Sports utility vehicle. Like, they talk about Subarus and 7-Eleven and Frito-Lays. They mention these by name in the song. And you're like, but Jason, his cheeseburger mentions Denny's by name. I'm not thinking about the Denny's placement. I'm thinking about why a vegetable would need to eat meat. The Blues with Larry. Larry and a lemon whose name doesn't matter sing the blues. Lance the Turtle. Monkey. This is on the list for Corey. Best Friends Forever. This is a really sweet song, and this was also the last song I cut. And finally, we've made it to my number 1.
Yeah!
Now let me ask you boys a question.
Okay.
What is the silliest, funniest, most ridiculous dunce cap thing in the entire world?
Monkeys.
Why, that's right, Corey. It's being Italian. Which is why my number 1 song goes to High Silk Hat! The greatest song ever written! Let me break it down for you. This is a classy song with Larry, where Larry comes out and sings a classy song. He and Archibald Asparagus sing a song about how happy Larry is, he's dressed up in his Sunday best, and he's annoying the shit out of all of his friends so that none of them want to hang out with him anymore. This song has pep, this song has snap, this song has an entire choir backing it up vocally. The backing track of this song is just an opera song from Italy called Funinculi Funincula. The only other thing I can think of that put lyrics to classical music and was good was Mickey Mouse's Three Musketeers. Objectively an S-tier film. Also, just look at how my man Larry's is dressed. He's wearing a checkered yellow shirt. He's wearing gray slacks. He's got a white belt on
No, he's
and
wearing-
a top hat. I do declare, Mr. the Cucumber, you are looking like a tall glass of water. I would like to bring up one last thing while we're here, which is big idea if you're watching this right now. Give the scallions names! He is still referred to as Scallion 3! High Still Cat aired with Lyle the Kindly Viking. You know when that aired? 2001! Big idea if you're watching this for whatever reason. Give the scallions names! And with that, my presentation has come to an end. Please clap. Psych! None of it matters! My award for the greatest song ever written goes to Do the Mushu! From the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything Top 10 Countdown. Finally, Something good came out of this garbage movie.
Break a fortune cookie!
Break a fortune cookie!
Now get this garbage off my screen, bop! This song has Larry and Mr. Lunt trying to improvise a song because Pogrape is trying to fix a piece of heavy machinery with a mallet that's as big as he is. It's got that pep and snap that I've been talking about this whole time. The colors during this music video are so good. The entire, bass beat of this song is entirely Pogrape hitting a piece of heavy machinery with a hammer. It is easily the best silly song ever written, which is why it was read in the King tier.
Yeah.
Woo! We're back, baby! And that's my top 10. I'm really sweaty. Turn the PowerPoint off.
Alright, fellas, let's get heckin' weird, alright?
Yeah!
Yeah. Corey hath so graciously tasked me with conceptualizing a jukebox musical
That's you.
It is.
featuring numbers from the discography of Weird Al Yankovic of UHF film fame.
And nothing
That's what
else.
everyone knows him from.
Yep. Now, this project at first glance would seem like a delight. This guy has several Grammys and fun songs to go through. You don't realize until you go through his entire discography trying to find songs to bundle together that his songs are incredibly specific in their topics. And this man has an impressive list of albums. Let's just go through a few of them, not including compilation albums, of course. We've got
Of course.
his self-titled album that came out in 1983, In 3D, which came out in 1984, Dare to Be Stupid from 85, Polka Party from 86, Even Worse from 88, the UHF soundtrack from 89, Off the Deep End in 92, Alapalooza in 93, Bad Hair Day in 96, Running with Scissors in 99, Poodle Hat in 2003, Straight Outta Linwood from 2006, Al Apocalypse in 2011, Mandatory Fun in 2014, and that's it for all of the albums, but just to make it a nice even square, since I'm doing a Broadway musical thing, we'll just put the Hamilton Polka single track there.
Yeah!
Yeah, Hamilton Polka.
It's the best thing to come out of Hamilton.
Now, of course, doing this topic right now is a little silly, considering that a trailer for Weird Al's biopic was recently released starring Daniel Radcliffe as the accordion-wielding man himself. And I suppose it's kind of fitting that Daniel Radcliffe is playing Weird Al, considering he's played other, odd, goofy characters, such as Corpse Survival Kit and Try to Take Away My Guns Now, Liberals.
I feel like he also played something else, but I can't remember.
He was in Horns.
I thought about putting that one on there, too, but...
No, it's fine. It's the comedy rule of 2.
Yeah, it's fine. But before we move on, it's very important that we remember that I am unfunny.
What?
Incorrect.
Just keep that in your mind.
Corey, throw a brick at him.
Nobody told me.
When you go to a professional theater production, what do you see before the show?
A playbill. The band.
Lots of people
Jason,
standing
you got
in
it
line.
right from the beginning. It's a playbill! Everybody gets a playbill! So, here's my shoddy work at a playbill. We've got 2 here. We've got one without words and one with words. If you look closely at this playbill, you'll notice it has the theater in which the show is playing, and this here shows the Gershwin Theater. If anybody at home is a Broadway thinker, you'll notice that the Gershwin Theater is the same place that the hit Broadway musical Wicked has been playing for the last nearly 20 years.
That's too long. Every night they tie up Adina Menzel to make sure she doesn't get away.
But Jason, you're right. It has been going on too long. We're going to put it in the trash and make room for a real piece of theatrical experience.
Adina Menzel's Weird Al musical. She's still not allowed to leave the Gershwin.
All right, enough of that. Let's get to the story concept. I've seen a lot of jukebox musicals that don't flow very well, and the songs feel very inorganic because they aren't written in a way that is conducive to this kind of storytelling. Lucky for us, most of Weird Al's songs have an almost conversational tone. So my goal is to build a story that can be made sense of using the songs from Weird Al's discography. While other jukeboxes are hit or miss, I guess he'll never miss, huh? Act 1. Actually, just a quick reminder that I am unfunny. Okay, Act 1. We have our hero, a business boy, who goes to work with all his business buddies.
Okay.
and they seem to like it there, but Business Boy is unhappy. Business Boy and his good work friend have a chat, and his work friend really likes it there, but he can see that Business Boy is miserable. They try to find a solution, and Business Boy goes home and decides to call in sick the next day because he can't take the corporate nonsense anymore. And that's when Business Boy's friend calls him to tell him about a new store opening up that has everything to do with Business Boy's passion. So Business Boy gets excited, and he goes, and he becomes a builder boy. Just in case that was confusing.
Same guy.
And that's the end of Act 1. We go on to Act 2. This act opens showing how well Builder Boy is doing for himself and how poorly Corporate Bossman is doing without him. While Builder Boy is doing a contract job at the business, Corporate Bossman tries to get him to come back to the company. But in the end, Builder Boy convinces Bossman to follow his true passion, just like Builder Boy did in the first act. And so Bossman becomes a very popular waffle maker. Oh, and all the while, from the beginning, there's this subplot where Builder Boy's friend and a lady businessman are in
Lady
love.
businessman?
Yeah.
If only there was some term for that.
Lady businessman.
Yeah, you stupid, you just said it.
Alright, we'll go on to the main event, the musical numbers. Just kidding! First, we gotta talk about the characters. First up, we have Al, aptly named after our honored musical artist. He is our hero. He works as a business boy, but has a passion for manual labor. Next up, we
That's
have
a very threatening photo.
That's a great
Mr. Jovic. He is named similarly to the surname of our honored musical artist. This is the bossman. He loves stuff. He loves being on top. In his business role, he is on top only in title and money.
Thinks he's the hot thing.
Isn't.
It isn't until the end of the show where he gains real respect from everybody else. We have Bob. Bob is the friend character, the confidant. He is named after the Bob Dylan-styled song on Weird Al's Poodle Hat album, which is a song that is written entirely with palindromes.
Hey, Al, did you know that the business we work at is analogous to Hitler? Cheers.
Bob loves his job and hopes to move up in the company someday. Melanie. Melanie is our love interest for Bob.
Hey, time out. What the fuck is going on in the background?
Office
What are you
stuff.
talking about? She is incredibly skilled at the company, and her name comes from Weird Al's song called Melanie from the album Even Worse, which is written from the perspective of a creepy stalker man. Anyway, I guess Weird Al never miss, huh?
Stop.
He did it
Again, not funny. Now the musical numbers. Just kidding. No, yeah, we're moving on.
Sam, you gotta stop jerking us around like this.
Act 1. We start off our musical to Another One Rides the Bus. This comes from Weird Al's self-titled album. This one has Al and company. Al is the first one on the bus. We have everybody else who's also singing little bits in the song. He's on his way to work. We also then cut to his friend who is also commuting to work, but he is driving himself and not riding the bus. And he is stuck in a traffic jam. This comes from the album Alapalooza. So this is Bob and a bunch of other people in the company as well. Next, they both get to work. What's the first thing that happens? You have a team meeting. So we have mission statement from Mandatory Fun. Mr. Jovic talks about synergy.
And buzzwords.
Yeah, Bob enjoys his time there. He sings a song called Dog Eat Dog from Polka Party, where he talks about climbing up the corporate ladder. Stop forwarding that crap to me from Alpocalypse, where Al and Bob talk about chain emails that they keep getting from all of their workmates. What's the word? Coworkers. Al is really not enjoying his time here. This is the Life from the album Dare to Be Stupid. This is sung by Mr. Jovic. He's talking about all of the things that he buys with his money and how amazing it is. Wanna Be Your Lover from Poodle Hat. This is Bob and Melanie, their first duet together as a Becoming in Love. One of Those Days, which is sung by Al. He's just talking about how bad his day has been and how bad it could end up being as well. Your horoscope for today, sung by Bob and company to Al. Calling in sick the next morning. Al decides to call in sick to work. He ain't going no way. Yeah, that's it.
Good for him.
By the way, one of those days was from Polka Party. Your horoscope for today was from Running with Scissors. And calling in sick is from Bad Hair Day. And then Al has his aha moment, the finale of Act 1, Hardware Store. We move on to Act 2.
He's a builder boy now!
Curtain opens. He's a builder boy now. He's doing well for himself. How do we know? He sings Handy from Mandatory Fun. This is like an advertisement. They're watching it in the business office. Something happens at the business where they're like, oh, we need to hire a handyman. They give him a call. We then cut back to Al, who has a ringtone, and that's from Alpocalypse. So he gets the call. He goes in. Mr. Jovic comes up to him, and he sings this song called Since You've Been Gone from Bad Hair Day. These songs have been a little bit serious, you know, so let's just put a little funny one right in there. Living in the fridge. Living in the fridge. That's the one from Alapalooza. Al, Bob, and Melanie take turns talking about the stuff in the fridge that the coworkers are leaving.
Too many stank points.
What's that stank stat?
In the song, it's a roommate, but in this one, it's just going to be a coworker. We can fudge the lyrics a little bit in a jukebox musical, I think. We'll talk to Al.
Our people will call his people.
Yeah.
My mom will call his mom. It'll be great.
All this while, you've been thinking, what does corporate business place do? We have a song that is performed by Mr. Jovic and company, showing his success stories in their law practice. I'll Sue Ya from Straight Outta Linwood. We had our romance begin to bloom in Act 1. They've been hitting a little bit of a rough patch, you know?
Uh-oh.
You gotta have a little ups and downs in that. I'm so sick of you from Bad Hair Day. They're gonna end up smooching.
Oh boy, smooching time!
Al has talked to Mr. Jovic, convinced him that, hey, I'm in a better place. You probably have a passion too, don't you? And he gets him to sing about his one true passion. He becomes the Waffle King. Everyone has reached their peak potential because Bob moves up and takes the place of Mr. Jovic. Everybody else is all happy with where they have ended up. Embrace your passions and dare to be stupid from Dare to be Stupid. And that is the finale song of Act 2, but every good musical has an encore number.
They gotta do an encore.
We have an encore number. This is going to be an encore polka compilation of the entire show. I think that's the best way to do it since he has a polka medley on all of his albums. Now, you can't have a Broadway show without a cast. Starting with Al. A few weeks ago, Jason, you made a comment that Hardware Store would be impossible to perform. My argument is you simply have to have the right actor. Who better than Hamilton's original Lafayette and Jefferson, David Diggs? This fellow has a Tony Award. Next, we're going to look at Mr. Jovic. At first, I thought like a small, older Jewish man would fit this role. When I really thought about it, having songs like This Is the Life and I'll Sue Ya, I kept picturing more of a John Hamm-looking guy. I went with Andy Carl. He's known for playing Kyle the UPS guy in Legally Blonde, Phil Connors in Groundhog Day, as well as Rocky Balboa in the Broadway musical adaptation of Rocky.
The what?
I found out that Sylvester Stallone was a producer.
Well, of course he was.
Yeah, of course. Melanie. For Melanie, we need a strong female personality. Ariana DeVos. She's on a hot streak right now. She was the Bullet in Hamilton. She recently won an Oscar for her portrayal of Anita in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Now she's going to host the Tony Awards.
Wow.
Now Bob,
Tomato.
difficulty with Bob is I could not decide exactly what we were looking for with him. This is a role that could go a variety of different directions, and auditions would be very helpful to decide. And so I want to know your guys' thoughts on who you think could play Bob.
Charlie Day.
That's not bad.
Has he done a Broadway show?
Who cares? The Luigi to Thomas Jefferson's Mario. That's your horoscope for today.
Let's see. Oh, no, placeholder. Okay. I guess I do miss, huh?
Stop.
Unfunny.
Yeah.
That's the end.
We have 3 bottles here we could shatter over your head when you get over here.
Thanks, boys.